What is up, everybody? It is Tog here, and welcome back to some more Call of Duty campaign on Veteran. Learn of the origins of Project Nova. We got some soldiers down at the bottom. Those might be tanks, I'm not positive. We've been talking a lot about Project Nova recently, so I feel like there's got to be something urgent here. Let's just let the story take its course, see what happens. I'm just gonna let it go from there. See ya in there.
We know that Jason Hudson briefed you on the intel extracted from Dr. Clark at Kowloon.
Hudson said that Clark was insane. Paranoid. Fixated with numbers.
Clark created Nova 6, a nerve toxin that can rupture a body in seconds.
Dragovich is second in command. Kravchenko tests it in Vietnam. On them? On us? On his own? He doesn't care. Vorkuta. Reznov told me at Vorkuta.
What did he tell you?
Mason, listen to me. It was a long time ago. Far away.
Dragovich, Steiner, Kravchenko, all must die.
But he told me what they did. What kind of men they were. Why they all must die.
My father was a musician in Stalingrad. During the German occupation, the sound of his violin filled the air with magnificent music. Korsakov, Stasov, many of the great nationalist composers. To my countrymen, it was a symbol of hope. To the Germans, it was a symbol of defiance. Even now, his music still haunts me. The Nazis slit his throat while he slept. Collaborating with any Nazi is a betrayal against all of Mother Russia. Dragovich, Kravchenko were not troubled by such matters. They look only to advance their own interests and agendas.
We're playing as Viktor Reznov this time, just adding some context. Mason seemed really calm during that interrogation sequence. I'm curious as to why that is.
Everything is loaded. They are waiting.
Victor, it is time.
Yes, Dmitri. Time to hunt down the last remnants of the fascist Reich.
Nevsky, grab the gear. We are moving out.
The men and I have fought through the most bitter of winters on the Eastern Front. We were no strangers to cold, and even now, the blood in my veins chills when I think back to the events of that day, far, far from home.
This is also a multiplayer mission, I think, or at least it's based, some mapping of it is.
Ah! The hero of Berlin graces us with his presence.
I was
Have you not tired
expecting
of
to see
battle,
Kravchenko.
As long as Mother Russia has enemies, I will answer her call.
Put aside your petty rivalry, Kravchenko. Captain Reznov will do as he is told. We are here for one German, and one German only. Dr. Friedrich Steiner. This man has offered his cooperation to our cause. He is not to be harmed. Disobey this order, and you will be shot.
Skyrim vibes. We just saw Dragovich and Kravchenko, which were two of the men he was saying he wanted to kill, and they were talking about the third one he wanted to kill, so...
What happened in Stalingrad between you and Dragovich?
When the German occupation began, he and his lapdog, Kravchenko, left my men and I hopelessly outnumbered. Promises of reinforcements were made, but not kept. Dragovich and Kravchenko are opportunists, manipulators. They are not to be trusted, Dmitri.
Dmitri Petrenko was one of the bravest men I have ever known. He fought by my side from the siege of Stalingrad to the fall of Berlin. The wounds he sustained, ensuring our victory should have earned him a hero's welcome to Russia. But Stalin had little need for heroes.
The German must not be harmed. We need Steiner alive. Now move, both of you.
Let's go. It is good to fight by your side once more.
Yes, my friend. One final victory. Search every corner of this camp. Only Steiner will be spared. Hoorah!
I just want to mention the only difference in terms of that the only difference between that like chariot slash cart slash truck mission in comparison to the opening of Skyrim is now we're the ones who have all the information. It looks like everybody looks at Reznov as this hardened vet who's seen it. You seem to have some buddies who've also been a part of it. Let's just see how this is. I think there's some remnants of World at War campaign. I haven't fully played that one, so I'm not certain if some of these characters' names were in that one as well. We have the numbers. This is like more of a battle. It doesn't seem like it'll be super challenging to advance as long as I go from cover to cover and get some assistance in here. Kind of brutalizing.
They are trying to surrender.
They have
Oh.
tried before. Do not let them.
Okay. It's kind of interesting taking orders from myself in this case, because I am Viktor Reznov, so if he says not to let them surrender, gotta stay true to the script. But yeah, this is kind of a massacre. It seems like we have a massive advantage. This is a Russian v. German mission, and it looks like Dr. Steiner is going to betray them. We'll see if that's the case. That does end up happening. I don't think there's really any guarantee, because they are choosing to trust the enemy here. But I guess, I don't know. I'm interested to see what'll happen. The Russians seem to be wearing the little hats. I think there might be a name for them that I don't know. It's still kind of difficult to differentiate. This does seem like more of a battle. Oh, we got the fancy old grenades from World at War.
Push on, my friend. Clear the next area.
Dang it. Oh, wow. I was just spraying and praying there, but did not do the trick. It seems like this is moving pretty slowly.
Push on, my friend.
I'm okay with that. It's steady going forward. I got all my teammates with me. I don't want to get too far ahead of them. I want to kind of travel with the pack. I'm struggling to get inside this building though, but I got a teammate rushing in there who it seems like he may have just perished. Nope, he was the one that survived. That's awesome. This music is very calming.
There may be more of them.
Oh, there are. I shouldn't have done that. I was trying to get in prone while holding the nade. I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Be careful. There may be more of them.
Nope, they're not gonna let me try to be all strategic. I'm gonna have to face them face first. I think I got him that time.
He is not here.
It must be closer to the
It
ship.
couldn't be that easy, would it be? Nope. Looks like I get to jump out this window, though. Or not. Where the heck am I supposed to be going? I don't like this gun a lot, at least from what I've used it. I don't know if it's Russian or German. I think I'm leaning German, though, based on the placement of it in the Nazi zombie maps.
Spread out. Search every building.
Oh, that was stupid. That was so stupid. Please don't. Oh, wow. Oh, I feel like an asshole.
Use your smoke grenade to mark targets for our mortars.
You know, a lot of them got away, but one dude was a little too slow. I feel really guilty about that. I just don't know where. I don't see a lot of enemies here. Even if it's just to kill that one. This doesn't seem to be a very accurate weapon, but it's doing the job right now. There we go. Oh! Please don't throw a nade. I see his shadow. I see someone's shadow over there. I don't know if that's the best approach. This guy sees me. This feels like Vorkuta when they were like shooting us from that bridge and then eventually someone had an RPG and took him out. It kind of looked like a catapult, but I wasn't sure.
We will be free or die trying.
As soon as I get one, they keep filling in, so I think I'm gonna throw another mortar. Just to cause some mayhem at least. As I try to make my advance, but there was one guy at the door, but the person over at the desk was the one that got me, so that is unfortunate. At least I know where they are, and they are gonna let me see that mortar strike again. That's very upsetting. It seems like there's many approaches to get across this battlefield, but none of them are very particularly positive routes. Oh wow. I gotta be a lot quicker with these firings, because I'm taking a lot of time to aim, but they're pouring in too quickly, and every time I expose myself, I leave myself open to gunfire. So even if I miss, it looks like ammo is not really a problem here, so. Did not see that dude. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hit him. I think I'm just gonna keep getting the ones on the bridge. Just because they seem to be the ones that are most damaging to my teammates. I see that dude in the window. I think I can get him. Yep. This is the one that keeps shooting me. There's one down there too. Do not let them. Let's go. This is going monumentously well. Curious what kind of plot twist they're gonna throw our way in this one. It is very nice to have so many teammates here.
This way, Dimitri.
We must be getting close to Steiner.
He will be where all cowards reside. As far away from the battlefield as possible.
After this mission, do you think we will go home?
I hope so, Dimitri. I hope so.
Sorry. I think they're advancing a little too quickly. I must have hit it somewhere inside. That's crazy. Checkpoint reached. That must have been something positive. Death, death. Thank you. Oh wow, that guy just saved my life. Petrenko. Petrenko. I hope I said his name right. I don't know. More, no, help. I'm dead. Oh, that's awesome. I can't believe I'm still alive. Kinda wanna get across there, but I might get shot at. I'm getting a lot of checkpoints here. They're being pretty generous with them. That was silly. See if he chases me. It'd be a big mistake if he did. Wow, that's a lot of people.
Ready?
This way! Up the stairs!
This mission is a very different feel to a lot of the previous missions we've been running with so far. It's just steady pushing like combat, you know, not like super tactical. Just advance, keep the pressure on them. It's kind of cool. I'm interested in it. I guess we gotta wait for our teammate. Oh shoot! No. Oh, you kidding me? Okay, well I guess Steiner's in there.
Ready?
This
Yep.
way!
Who else wants to cause problems? Thanks, buddies. If I'm not mistaken, there's one dude that's gonna pop out here and die. That guy just got wrecked. Not by my doing. Let's see what happens here.
Frederick Stein.
Do not point that weapon at me, Russian dog.
Quite the introduction. Thought we're all supposed to be boys here. Is that a Mauser? It's something.
You will take me to Dragovich.
I mean, you could ask.
As I looked into the German's eyes, I saw all the evil of the fascist Reich still burning strong.
Wow.
At that moment, every fiber of my being yearned to put an end to his wretched life. But I was a soldier then. I still believed in orders.
Reznov, bring your men!
What is here that is so important?
General Dragovich wishes to make a name for himself. He believes this outpost houses something of great value to the motherland.
Dragovich and Steiner are talking like old friends. I do not like this, Reznov.
No, I
Must hurry. There are Germans who would sooner see it destroyed than captured.
You assured me there would be no problems.
I cannot control the actions of the SS, General Dragovich. They are sworn to defend the Reich till their last breath.
Noble, but futile. Kravchenko, finish up here.
Reznov, you and your men will lead the way. Yes, sir!
I remember
Petrenko,
this scene is very
Vikarev,
memorable
Nevsky, Volov.
to me because I
We're
remember
moving
it.
out!
But I don't know what's going on, honestly.
Steiner, tell me more about your association with the Giftiger Stern project.
In 43, the Fuhrer realized the Allies could not be held back for much longer. We began to look for more unconventional solutions. Throughout the war, my own research was focused on chemical weapons. It was meticulous and frustrating work. However, what we finally developed was a weapon more effective than we had ever dared to imagine. the weapon now housed within this vessel.
Nova 6.
Wow, this is really chilling. What's this weapon called? A Tokarev? Tokarev? And a flashlight. Got the tactical knife that it's not letting me use right now. This is really ominous, really creepy. Not really super comfortable right now. I guess I'm leading the way.
However effective your Nova 6 chemical may be, you still had to find a way to unleash it.
Long-range V2 rockets to be launched from this outpost. The targets were command and control centers. Washington, D.C. was our first target. Then Moscow.
Oh.
Ambitious and commendable, Herr Steiner.
But we were too late. The British were upon us and their bombers crippled the ship. Locked in the ice, we tried to salvage what we could, but it was too late. Germany had surrendered, and a Russian flag flew over Berlin. The SS had orders to destroy the ship if we were attacked.
Clearly, they failed. The explosives were never activated.
This is it.
Reznov.
I'm kind of confused on the
Open
time
the
period.
door.
But I guess I'm still taking orders from this dude that I will eventually want dead.
We had found what we were looking for.
Stills?
The German weapon of mass destruction now belonged to Mother Russia. Or so it seemed. Our victory was to be short-lived. Dragovich wanted to see the effects of the poison firsthand. It was also an opportunity to remove a thorn in his side. I had long known of their distrust. What kind of men they were. It was a betrayal. I should have foreseen. Dmitri Kontrenko was a hero. He deserved a hero's death. Instead of giving his life for the glory of the motherland, he died for nothing. Like an animal. He should have died in Berlin. As I watched my closest friend die, it became clear we were not the only ones seeking the German weapons. The Western allies circled like vultures. Of course, Dragovich, Krashenko, and Steiner scattered like rats, leaving me to contend with the British.
British commandos assaulting our positions!
Oh, that's convenient. They didn't give me a pistol, but I got my PPSH back. At least I got some buddies still here too. Not a lot, but some. Is this guy a teammate? No, it's not. Conflicted.
The explosives! We will plunge this vessel into the depths of hell. We cannot let either side possess this terrible weapon.
I think it's interesting. I didn't have a choice on whether or not to watch my friend die. One of my closest friends, apparently. And I think that's kind of interesting because oftentimes, even though those things may be very unpleasant to see, it makes sense for Reznov's character to like want to see so that he won't forget what those men did to him.
Arm the explosives, Reznov! Hurry! Get the explosives armed!
Move! We have to get off the ship! Now! The door's sealed!
That's funny that they set the explosives before having an escape route. Guess they just trusted.
This is not our war!
Sheesh.
Shit! Man down! Keep moving! This is not our war!
Then who do we fight?
Everyone!
We have to get off the ship!
Stand alone!
We stand alone, but we stand together.
We've got to get down to the deck! We can use the rope! He's right! Get on the deck!
Oh, he backed up so freaking well timed.
He's down! Good night! Hurry! We have only 2 minutes left! Cover me while I reload! I see him!
Kind of interesting that this is probably from Mason's perspective, honestly. Because, like, this is just him telling us a story in prison.
Go! That's not...
Had a lot of time to go over it.
I had destroyed the Novice's shipment and prevented it from falling into the hands of the British. But I was a fool to think that the threat was over. It was only after I was captured and sent to Vokuda that I learned
Why do I
of
keep getting on the...
Dragovich's
I'm not
true
crouching.
intentions. He would die before he gives up on Nova 6.
That's Project Nova for you.
Mason, listen to me. We are running out of time, my friend. Can you trust your leaders to destroy it? Or do you think they will use it? The flag may be different, but the methods are the same. They will use you as they used me. You must decide. Decide what you think is worth fighting for. Dragovich, Kravchenko, Steiner. These men must die.
Wow. That's awesome. That's really sick. That,
Hudson's mission at Kowloon was accomplished. He had discovered Dragovich's endgame, Nova 6. A nerve toxin so deadly that if exposed, you'd be dead before you hit the floor.
well, yep, that was, giving us some historic basis for Nova 6, and kind of why Reznov feels so passionately about it, and probably why Mason feels so intent to kill Dragovich, which is what we saw earlier, and then we're adding more names with Kravchenko and Steiner that I'm sure we'll see a little bit more about later on. That's interesting, though. I'm definitely seeing a little bit more how the bigger picture all comes together with that historic context. But yeah, it's I'm trying to see how closely linked the rest of the story is going to be with Project Nova, because I know it's like a big part of it, but I'm curious how they do it. Or it seems like that's the biggest thing that they're trying to stop here is Nova 6, I guess. I'm sure we'll see more in the next couple of episodes that come about. And it looks like the intel's a little more detailed for this one. There's at least 3 documents. Not at least. There are 3 documents. I'm going to do it in chronological order again. And they seem very spaced out over the course of 22 years. A little less than 22 years. So we'll start with the earliest one, which was over here. August 12th, 1948. Classified documentation from the CIA. It's a memorandum to John Abrams, the chief analyst of the OSA/DI. Which I don't know if we've seen that before. And it's from Ryan Jackson, the junior analyst of the OSA/DI. It seems like this is older, but this seems like it's going to be an interesting read. The subject is an initial overview of the German Wunderwaffe program and associated analytical recommendations. Dear Sir, for your request, please find enclosed the analysis team's initial overview of the German Wunderwaffe program and team recommendations based on said coverage. Enclosed in this packet, please find the following items. 1. High priority, analysis of the Uranium Club, a German nuclear energy project whose purpose was to weaponize nuclear fission technology. This project was disbanded in 1942 as a means of diverting more more funds to the German war effort. 2. Analysis of the aggregate rocket series with a particular emphasis on the A9, A12 models, all of which were designed for the purposes of transporting heavy loads, i.e. satellite, into low Earth orbit. I don't know if that's one singular A9, A12 models or A9, A10, A11, A12 models. It's probably the latter there, but I'm not sure for sure. Of particular note is the A4, later classified as the V2 rocket, reclassified, the most successful of the aggregate series and the first projectile to reach space. 3. Analysis of rocket-propelled aircraft with a focus on the DFS-228 and 346 proposed rocket-powered aircrafts that would culminate in the development of a supersonic reconnaissance planes. In the development of a supersonic reconnaissance planes. 4. Analysis of the rocket U-boat, a submarine designed to carry and fire ballistic missiles. 5. Low priority. Analysis of extreme tank design with a focus on the pre-prototype super heavy Land Cruiser P-1500 Monster, a 1,000-ton tank that would act as a transport for the 800mm Schwerer Gustav artillery gun, the largest ever fired. Wow. Another low priority. Analysis of the rumored Die Glock device, heretofore known as the Bell, purported to be anything from an anti-gravity propulsion system to a time machine. Nothing as yet can be confirmed. However, a statement from agency case officer Chase Retland details his interrogation of a low-level research assistant who claims he saw a mirrored device that allowed the viewing of images from the past. Does sound like a time machine. The subject of interrogation died of unknown causes shortly after providing his statement. That does not sound like an accident. 7. Recommendation. Move all recovered Wunderwaffe assets, both material and human, to U.S.-controlled facilities for the purpose of research and development ASAP. Analysis is ongoing, and a deeper report will be forthcoming no later than the 28th of August, 1948. Any additional information you may require regarding the Wunderwaffe program will be made available upon request. Sincerely, Ryan Jackson, Jr. Analyst. So they said they're going to get a deeper report in the next 16 days. Cool. Let's see who this is about. Oh, I kind of had a guess it might be about Petrenko Dmitry. Date, November 1st, 1963. It's a memorandum to Richard Kane of the ADDO/SAD from Ryan Jackson, Chief Analyst of the APLAA. Place of birth? Doesn't say. His nationality is Russian Caucasian. We do know his birthday is August 1st, 1923. He's 22, 6 foot, average, 185 pounds, brown hair, and brown eyes. That's very young. Wow. I wonder how young Reznov was at the time. I'd have to do some math about that, but dang, they're really sending boys out to war. That's wild. Summary profile. Dmitry Petrenko served as a private in Russia's 3rd Shock Army from 1941 to 1945. First-hand accounts seem to suggest that he was a soldier of some repute, with rumors implying that he was integral in driving the occupying German forces from Stalingrad in 1943. What is known for certain is that Petrenko survived the war. Recently acquired Soviet medical files detail the wounds he sustained in the Battle of Berlin and his treatment in a Russian field hospital located on the outskirts of the city. Over a 2-month period, Petrenko defied his doctor's prognosis by making a full recovery. Upon leaving the hospital, Petrenko did not return to Russia. Instead, he was assigned to the Soviet occupation forces in Berlin from July to August of 1945. His last documented assignment was to Unit 45, a Soviet special projects team under the command of General Nikita Dragovich. And, we saw how that ended. Of note is Petrenko's relationship with Viktor Reznov. There are a number of parallels in their respective service records, most notably the assignment to Unit 45, partial service record, medical history, and profile enclosed. Date, February 22nd, 1968, a memorandum to Richard Kane of the ADDO/SAD from Ryan Jackson, the Chief Analyst of the APLAA, and the subject is background on origins of Nova 6. Recent HUMINT from assets working in Moscow provides insight on how the Soviets acquired from the German Wunderwaffe program both the base Nova 6 compounds and the German scientist Friedrich Steiner, the architect of the Nova 6 program. Steiner profile was dated the 14th of April, 1967, and is attached in tab A. In 1945, our British counterparts in MI-6 inaccurately or falsely reported that the original Nova 6 test site located outside of the municipality of Kutbus on the border of Poland was destroyed under heavy bombing. Reports from the time indicate that the Nova 6 compound was transported on the Elbe River to the North Sea, where it was moved to a freighter for transport to an unknown location. MI6 goes on to report that the freighter ship was destroyed on direct orders from Winston Churchill, and everyone on the ship was killed in the resulting explosion. However, we now know that at the minimum, Dragovich, Kravchenko, and Steiner escaped with the samples of the gas and headed back to Moscow. Full MI6 report with redactions in tab B. The team's investigation believes what ensued next was the Soviet resurrection of the German Nova 6 project. According to our sources, it wasn't until 1959 that Dragovich was able to convince key party members of the necessity for a non-nuclear plan to defeat the United States should global conflict ignite, which, luckily it never did. The notion of mutually assured destruction has been enough to keep the Soviets from attempting a first-strike nuclear launch against the United States. However, with sleeper agents in place across the nation and a readily available cache of Nova 6, thanks to the efforts of the front company GKM, the Soviets could conceivably disrupt both American industry and government in order to accomplish a swift and effortless invasion of the United States. I'm guessing that this is Dragovich, Steiner, and Kravchenko. But I didn't get a good look at Steiner when he wasn't smoking the cigar holding that gun. But yeah, that was Project Nova. We'll continue on with Victor Charlie next week. That's where we're going to leave off. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more content. And I hope you enjoy your night, evening, morning, whatever it is that you're doing.
Why did you trust him?
Stay awesome and peace out.